The scene is set. La piste est prête. Le décor est planté. Nos juges sont en place. On leur souhaite la bienvenue, ainsi qu'à tous les officiels et tous les bénévoles, bien entendu. Comme le disait Arnaud tout à l'heure, nous débutons cette compétition donc de eventing dans quelques instants. Il nous reste un petit peu moins de 5 minutes. Le temps pour la première concurrente de terminer sa préparation. Il y aura 9 équipes présentes dans cette compétition, 9 équipes dont certains n'ont que 3 cavaliers, d'autres 4 bien sûr. Donc on en verra 8 pour le premier groupe d'équipes ce matin, et ensuite on a également un certain nombre de cavaliers en individuel, puisque chaque nation pouvait présenter jusqu'à 6 cavaliers, 4 pour l'équipe et 2 en individuel. Certaines nations n'ont que des individuels. Welcome to the eventing dressage test. The scene is set for the first competitor in a few moments' time. She begins in a little over 3 minutes. We have 8 teams present for this eventing competition, 8 teams in the European Championship team medals. 9 teams, some of which only have 3 riders, and a number of individual riders who are either competing for their nation individually or nations with only 1 or 2 riders. So quite a lot of suspense in store, of course, with the dressage today. Dressage judged by Laurent Slon for France, who's presiding this jury, Joanne Jardin for Ireland, who's judging at E, and Tim Downs at M for Great Britain. This morning we have 24 riders, this morning. We follow through from 9:30 to around 1 o'clock. So get ready to join us for the eventing competition in just under 2 minutes' time. For the first competitor.
Good performance, 9 jump for Marc-Louis Drahowski, 75 seconds to 9. The second player from Belgium. So far, first position for Ellen Amarstrom, 69.78. Only 1 time under 70 seconds. Second position, Harriet Hodge, and third position for Belgium is Easy. Good routine in the ring. So again, the visit and Madison Sidaus, giving us the son of Dexter Levicondi. Good luck. Vous avez ici devant vous un poney qui a déjà parcouru pour les couleurs françaises, un Vaughan de visite. Cette fois passé sous celle britannique, le fils de Dexter Levicondi, petit-fils de Vaughan Gross. Madison Sidaus, on est donc la cavalière en 2e saison ensemble. L'année dernière, donc, on a participé au championnat d'Europe sous les couleurs françaises.
Well, the first competitor is around the arena now. We have, for the Netherlands, the first team member. Bridget Bing is first to go with Valérie Villalas.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Delighted to welcome you all to day 2 of the FEI European Championships for Ponies in 2023. We are here near Le Mans, the historic city located in the Pays de la Loire region of northwestern France. And we've had a great day of competition yesterday already. We saw the pony team competition in the pure dressage. And today, this morning, we start with our pony eventers, the first day of dressage for them, and we see the first half today. We have 48 competitors in total to come forward in this competition, with 9 teams taking parts and 14 individuals as well. So we have 12 nations in total. It is the Netherlands, Germany, Great Britain, Belgium, Ireland, Italy, France, Sweden, Denmark, and then individual riders as well for Spain and Finland. And we are live now with our first competitor already in the arena. She comes forward in front of our 3 judges. This is Brigitte Bing and Bailey Villa-Las for the Netherlands, the first team rider out for them. Our judges this morning, we have the judge at C. This is Laure Eslon for France. Jean Jardin for Ireland judges at C. And then the judge at M. This is Great Britain's Tim Downs. Our pony riders, they ride the CCI 2-star Dressage Test B. It's 20 movements in total. So today and tomorrow is all about the dressage, and then on Saturday they start on the great cross-country course here in Le Mans. Our great host, the Bullery Jump, the European Equestrian Center here near Le Mans, managed by Pierre Rossi. Great equestrian facilities here, so perfect conditions for our ponies and riders. And for the first time, they are holding the European Championships for ponies.
Voici la médaillée de bronze au dernier championnat de France il y a quelques jours de cela, donc 3 années ensemble. Avant, c'était Roman.
Brigitte Bing, the pathfinder for the Netherlands this morning. She's 16 years of age. She rides the 12-year-old Bailly Villa-Las. They started internationally together in 2021. This year they finished 4th in the CCIP 2-star in Kronenberg in the Netherlands. Had also a great start in Ede at the start of the season. It is their first pony championships here this year. And they are off to a solid start here this morning. Now in the one loop on the long side. Very nice and steady contact so far. Bailly Villa-Las looks very focused. This is a hold at C, and then rein back 3 to 4 steps is required. Then they proceed into the medium walk. Smooth transition here she shows. And this is the proper movement here to test the obedience of the horse and rideability. The free walk on a long rein. They have to show regular active steps, a good suppleness over the back. And they have to have the freedom to stretch the neck forward and to get a good contact to the hand. And this is already the end of the test.
The first elite for today, that was
a good start for the team of the Netherlands. Brigitte Bing completes her dressage test with Bailly Villa-Las.
were bronze team medalists in the
we
last
can expect
edition in France. That
the
was in
score
Fontainebleau
in just a few
2012
moments.
in the Pony Championships. Voilà, donc c'était pour les Pays-Bas, Valérie Villelas montée par Bridget Bing qui ouvrait le bal. Allez, voilà les premières notes qui vont tomber.
And here it is,
donc,
our first score for today. It is
score,
32.6 penalties
ça fait
for
67,
Brigitte Bing and
42%
Bailey
moyenne.
Villelas. We have 67%
Les Pays-Bas.
basically
For the
from
first
each of
competitor,
our
judge
judges.
at E, 67.27%,
So very similar
judge at C,
judging here for the first
67.73%,
competitor.
judge at F, 67.27%. That's a score of 67.42% average for a penalty score of 32.6. C'est l'Allemagne qui maintenant va rentrer en piste. L'Allemagne qui a tout simplement eu par le passé 8 médailles d'or en individuel, 5 médailles d'or par équipe et 5 médailles d'argent par équipe dans la discipline du concours complet. Et c'est Pita Schmidt qui se présente avec Sitlans Katrina, les propriétaires d'une jument âgée de 10 ans. Germany is next to go with Pita Schmidt. She's riding Sitlans Katrina, a 10-year-old mare that she owns.
En juin dernier, voici pour la troisième fois depuis ce matin les couleurs suédoises.
So we have 9 competitors in our first division this morning before we have a short break. And the second one to go, this is the first one for the team of Germany. Germany won the team silver medal last year in Stregom at the Pony European Championships in Poland. And this young lady, she was part of the team, a very experienced young rider she is. 32 international starts to date. She competed at 2 European Pony Championships before, finished both 8th individually and won twice the team silver medal. It is Pita Schmidt with Sitlans Katrina, her 10-year-old chestnut mare. She's a German riding pony by Greylight. Damsire here is Charlotte.
Les antérieurs ici qui embarquent cette barre de verticale des Rédus, un des éléments les plus sensibles de ce parcours de compte internet de Jean-Pierre Menot. 4 points, 73 secondes, 16 à defense number 11, with 1 down, 72 seconds, so 6 aside, Sweden aside,
Very elegant mare this is, the 10-year-old pony. A little bit tricky to maintain a steady contact here throughout the trot work. Now in the leg yield to the left.
Second season together, and last year at the European Championships was at the
And then they go onto these serpentine loops. Again, can't quite maintain the contact here. Just a little bit too little activity over the back to sort of drop the neck. But of course our ponies, they're eventing ponies as well, and they're highly trained and can be a little bit fresh in the first phase. Now this mistake here as well across the diagonal. Pita Schmidt is struggling slightly here this morning. With all her experience at her young age, but still she's trying hard to really keep her horse's attention here in the arena. Looks like they are finding their rhythm now a bit better.
75 seconds, 5-5 with La Faletta. Second player for Netherlands so far on the first competition of the European Championship for Ponies 2023. Clémentine et Laura André à la suite donc pour cette compétition. Paulette a 2 participations européennes à son actif. Tout d'abord avec Lola Briot, c'était en 2021. Elle a remporté l'or notamment par équipe pour la France. Donc, et puis l'année dernière, Clémentine participait avec Laura André pour la Suisse au championnat d'Europe à Strasbourg. Elle termine ici en 27e en individuel. 4e à L2 sur une épreuve du CSA Autriche. 3e saison consécutive pour le couple suisse. Cette saison,
The hold and then the rein back. 3 to 4 steps are required here. And then between M and V, the free walk on a long rein. It's really hard to execute this movement basically well with a hot pony underneath you, so she just is managing to keep her and walk here. She is anticipating already the working trot towards the end of this dressage test. Peter Schmidt is doing a good job to keep calm and just to try to maneuver her horse down the center line, and this was the last and final hold. Well, frustrating start, I think, for the Germans.
For Germany, first competitor for the German team, chosen
And
by
we expect also her provisional result in just a few moments.
Team medals for Germany. La première des 4 concurrentes choisies par.
The weather also slightly changed today. It's slightly overcast and a little bit windy. So horses are very fresh this morning. Coming into this impressive arena here at the Bullery Jump.
54.47% average for a penalty score of 45.5.
45.5 is the score for Peter Schmidt, the first one out for the Germans with Siedlens Katrina. Germans with 4 team riders here at the Pony Europeans in eventing. And they've got 1 individual rider as well.
Beaucoup de médailles en concours complet. En or individuel, dont la dernière en 2019, 7 en or par équipe sur les 17 dernières années. C'est Jessica McColdin qui se présente, qui est choisie donc par Daryl Scaife pour représenter les couleurs de la Grande-Bretagne. Baramona Lass, c'est sa jument âgée de 14 ans, propriété de Sarah McColdin. Next to go for Great Britain is Jessica McColdin riding Sarah McColdin's Baramona Lass. 14-year-old mare for Great Britain.
And now for the team of Great Britain, we see the first rider. This is Jessica McCalden with a 14-year-old mare. This is Baramona Lass. It is their first international season together. They won the 2-star of Belsay in Great Britain end of May this year, with a double clear round and a dressage of 32.2.
And
this pony previously competed at Pony Europeans That was in 2019. Finished 10th there with British rider Xante de Veselo as an individual. Team of Great Britain won the gold medal that year. And last year they finished 4th. They just missed out on the podium behind Ireland, Germany and France.
Merci beaucoup. La piste à présent en Italie. Nous repartons avec Nicole Biffy. Alto de Fogna. 1-3-2 for the number. Next computers. Competing for Italia. First international together with Alto de Fogna. Alto de Fogna que affiche sur la scène internationale depuis ses performances en 2021 avec Roman ou encore Louvre Garo, qui concourait sous les couleurs françaises. Il y a encore 2 saisons de cela.
This exercise here on the circle, they have to show some medium canter strides. And then they go into this one loop, showing off the counter canter for a moment. They're doing very well here this morning. Good harmony between pony and rider, and as well now this lovely transition across the diagonal. They have to be very accurate here with their circle. So 20 meters are required, and the judges really want to see a very accurate circle. Nice and clear transition back to the working trot. And then the preparation here on the short side. Good hold. Nice mobility. That was maybe a little bit too short, the rein back.
Première participation sur une échéance européenne. Deuxième saison ensemble, mais la première saison sur la piste internationale. Ça a été le Grand Prix du CSIOP de Savory en mai dernier avec santé
Again here you would love to see a little bit more suppleness over the back. That the horse really stretches down the neck forward and downward at the same time. An average of 32 penalties so far as she comes down the center line.
Jessica McCauldin, her final.
Great to see. She's very happy
European Championships for this
with her pony here in the first phase. Great test completed from Jessica McCauldin for Great Britain and Baramona Lass, the 14-year-old mare.
Two-star at Belsay earlier this year. It's the second European Championship for the pony. Next to go for Belgium, Amy Douin and Cindy, owned by Diederik Douin. This mare is aged 15. Amy Douin, who was 8th at Minderunds and 3rd at Houtskastel this year as to prepare, and also her first European Championship. Allez, première fois au championnat d'Europe pour la cavalière belge. C'est Amy Douin qui monte Cindy, propriété de Diederik avec Doen pour ce poney âgé de 16 ans. Big up to Jessica McCaldin Barramona Last qui obtient 31 points.
And here's the previous result for Jessica McCaldin and Barramona Last.
Jessica McCaldin and Barramona Last, 63.64% at E, 71.14% at C, 71.59% at M. That's 68.79% average, 31.2 penalties. Best score so far.
So Jessica McCaldin, she scores 31.2 penalties. It is a percentage of 68.79. The best score so far, as we heard from the loudspeaker as well. Jessica McCaldin.
First position so far, 69 seconds, 7-8.
We now go to the team of Belgium. They came here also with 6 riders in total, 4 for the team and 2 individuals. And this is their first team rider here, Emmy Dowen, and she rides Cindy. Again, the first European Championships for this combination. Cindy is now 15 years old. They've had 4 international competitions this year. The best result is the 3rd place in Oud-Kaspel, start of April this year in the 2-star competition there. Then they went on to Kronenberg, another 2-star, finished in 12th position, and then it was a great 8th place in Minderhout in Belgium, in their home country. Another great competition. It's really hard here for the ponies. We have the show jumping going on the same time in the other arena. It's very close nearby, and of course the noises can distract here our ponies in the dressage arena. Same here for Cindy as well. She lost slightly her focus here in those serpentine loops.
Sera le prochain relais qui va s'élancer, le 11 associé à la selle de Laurent Saint-Jean. Voici le club marque. The one of Belgium is 100 minutes next to go for Denmark. Laurent Saint-Jean, first time in the race.
Good job here from Emmy to regain control very quickly. Slightly rushing here now through those next movements in the canter. It's a bit running away basically underneath her. Needs to be more through the body to maintain a better contact as well. She's also struggling here with the Rein back. Was a little bit short as well. Now she has to keep calm. And this walk across the diagonal. Maintains a nice rhythm here, which is lovely to see.
La quatrième prestation pour la Grande-Bretagne. Voici Tilly Bamford, la pizza Julie, tiers 115. Wimbledon, nice to go. La pizza Julie, second season together last year at Strasbourg at the fourth position by team. Second position, the Jose Sierra in Austria.
That was Belgium, la Belgique qui en termine. Amy Douan et Cindy qui nous saluent. La sortie est longue, la récompense pour le ponette Cindy. Et ce sera ensuite au tour de l'Irlande.
Well, this is the first phase completed. Well done to Amy Dowan for Belgium. First team rider for them.
Dernière note et
Again, maybe not quite the score that will be coming up they hope for. We see the confirmation in just a few moments. But of course in eventing there are two more phases to come, so there's a lot of scores to catch up. Cross country usually very influential here at the Pony Europeans. It is a demanding course. And then show jumping on the final day, so the leaderboard can be shaken up quite a lot in these two following disciplines. Just all about to get yourself the best position as possible here after the first phase.
Third season together, but the first European Championship. They were definitely
Eh bien, petit break après un break de 15 minutes, 13 exactement. Avant de se retrouver en piste avec la deuxième partie de cette première épreuve en individuel.
La prochaine qui prend le départ, donc sous la houlette de sa chef d'équipe Caroline Powell pour l'Irlande. C'est Cara O'Connor, Agarone Minstrel, notamment un gîte de 16 ans, propriété de Noreen O'Connor. Leur premier championnat d'Europe, mais leur troisième saison ensemble.
Allez, petit break et on se retrouve donc d'ici 17 minutes tout juste, vous le voyez, un décompte ici pour cette première épreuve des championnats d'Europe 2023 pour les poneys de jumping.
So we are still waiting for the score of our last competitor, Amy Dowan and Cindy, but we are now already live with our next competitor, and this is the first one for the defending champions, the team of Ireland. They won the gold medal last year at the European Pony Championships in Stregom. Germany finished in silver medal position, and then bronze medal went to France. And for Ireland this morning, their pathfinder, this is Ciara O'Connor. Ciara is now 15 years of age, and she rides a 16-year-old Connemara stallion, a lovely pony that is Agony Minstrel. Very confident and positive start here for those two into the first phase basically of this dressage test. Now into the serpentine of 2 loops. Has to be ridden in rising trot. And the horse really should be allowed to stretch forward and downward basically. Again here they could have taken a little bit more time for these transitions to show them off a little bit clearer. Losing some points here now in the first canter movements. They're both competing together internationally since 2021. The best international placing was the second place at Mallow that was last year, in the end of July in Ireland. And then this season they started off in Oud-Kaspel in the Netherlands with a great 7th place in the 2-star there for Ponies. And they've had another great 9th place in Mill Street, very hard cross-country course there in Ireland. Nice hold now here at sea. Three steps and the rain back, but sadly just slightly against the bit. This is a really hard movement to get right, because the horses should really be allowed the total freedom to stretch the neck forward. So you have to basically give the reins more or less away.
Chiara O'Connor with Agarani Minstrel.
And Chiara O'Connor will be very happy to leave the first phase behind her. Well done. This was a great effort from this young rider with her 16-year-old Connemara stallion, Agarani Minstrel. Lovely grey this is.
Nous irons maintenant faire un tour en Italie. Italy is next to go. Viola Santini riding Elle Bororo, del Colle Esmarco. 7-year-old gelding owned by Marco Santini. For Viola Santini's first season for both pony and rider, with already 2 good results. They were second at Pratoni and third in Arezzo in Italy this year. Allez, première saison pour le couple qui rentre en piste. Viola Santini avec le protégé de Marco Santini, El Bororo de Colle Esmarco. Première saison donc déjà avec.
And here we are, the result for Chiara O'Connor.
Arezzo.
Judge at E 66.14%, judge at C 65%, 67.27% from the judge at M.
Les Italiens par Francesca Blas. Chef d'équipe pour le concours complet. Marks for Chiara O'Connor and Agarani Minstrel.
So she goes into third position so far with a total of 33.9 penalties. The 66.14%, the average for her and Agarani Minstrel. Leading at the moment, this is for Great Britain, Jessica McCalden, first team rider for them, with a score of 31.2 penalties. And now we go to Italy. Italy as well, with 4 team riders and 2 individuals. And it is now the turn of Viola Santini and Eleboro del Col San Marco. This one a 10-year-old gelding. They are also in their first international season this year. Viola now only 14 years of age. They went to Ravenna, Arezzo and Pratoni del Vivaro this year. Their best placing was in Pratoni, the second place. They always were clear cross country in all of these 3 events. And their personal best in the dressage, 32.7 penalties. This is a really lovely stretch of the neck, forwards and downwards. Nice transition now into the sitting trot. And then she picks up the canter also very easily. Just could be a bit more active here in the hind legs to maintain the self-carriage of this pony a little bit better. Comes a little bit sort of deep and short in the neck here in this canter work. Good transition here into the medium canter. To really gain a lot of points, you have to be very accurate and clear with your transitions here throughout the test. A good hold as well, nice and square. Slightly hesitated here in the rein back. You would wish here for a nicer overtrack and a little bit more suppleness here off the back. Horse breaks the rhythm there as well and started trotting a little bit across the diagonal, but nevertheless very well ridden from Viola Santini from Italy.
Viola Santini,
14 years of age. She is with her 10-year-old gelding Eleboro del Col San Marco. Well done to them.
Nous accueillons ensuite des premières chances françaises, l'ouvreuse pour l'équipe de France, choisie par Gilles Viricel, le chef d'équipe, pour représenter donc l'équipe. C'est Tiffany Vilton et Babylon Nightgrave. Poney a un petit peu d'expérience puisque lui était déjà au championnat d'Europe l'année dernière, mais c'est le premier championnat d'Europe pour Tiffany. Elle était 6e en Italie pour son première compétition internationale avec Babylon Nightgrave. Next go for France. First of the French team is Tiffany Vilton. She's riding this 12-year-old gelding owned by Christophe and Cécile and Christophe Vilton. Babylon Nightgrave. Only who competed at the European Championships in Strega was 30.
Viola Santini, she goes in 5th position so far. The score of 35.8 penalty, 64.24%, the average score for her. As we now go to the first rider for the home nation here in France. Delighted to welcome in Tiffany Vilton, and she rides Babylon Nightgrave. Number 7 to go here on our start list. He's a great gelding by Midnight du Branat, owned by the Vilton family. She's really going for it here across the diagonal in the medium trot. Slightly loose hind legs, just could be a little bit composed.
De cette première épreuve qualificative des championnats d'Europe Poney 2023. 2 minutes before the next rider to go. And so far,
There's a nice leg yield now to the left. Leg yield requires the horse to move confidently forwards and sideways whilst maintaining a slight flexion at the pole, away from the direction of travel.
Before the next rider, and so far the first position for Enen Hammerstrom, 69 seconds, 7-8.
Yeah, the pony could overall here in the trot work be a little bit more collected. Very positive medium canter he now here on the circle. Now she has to manage to really get the horse back and collect it for this next movement here. Rushes slightly through this loop. Babylon Nightgrave, this pony is very experienced. Went to the Europeans last year in Stregom with Tiffany's sister Oceane. Finished their 14th individually. Started competing internationally in 2018 with Laura Meisterena for France. And this is the first season with Tiffany. And they finished in grade 6th place in Italy in the Ponies 2-star mid-May. So they clearly have to still form their partnership together, or to develop it. Good hold here at sea.
Chers amis, voici à présent la reprise de la compétition. Voici le prochain cavalier en piste.
Babylon Nightgraves, a very reliable pony across the country. He's never had any mistakes in his international career. So we hope strongly, of course, that he can keep this up in the following competitions, and of course also on Saturday with Tiffany in the saddle. As they now come down to the final line. Well done to Tiffany Villeton and Babylon Nightgraves.
Le premier salut de notre équipe de France ici au championnat d'Europe poney. Tiffany Villeton, Babylon Nightgrave. On met ses notes dans quelques instants. Le temps de rentrer toutes les dernières notes et la note d'ensemble. Et nous accueillerons ensuite donc pour la Suède et pour l'équipe de Suède, Downhill de JJ, c'est un poney âgé de 9 ans, monté par Mike Carlson. C'est la première saison internationale pour les deux, et le cavalier et le poney. Et il remportait déjà une belle compétition internationale à Oslo en Suède. Propriété de Miguel Carlson pour ce jeune poney âgé de 9 ans.
Third place so far for Tiffany Villeton and Babylon Nightgraves for France. A total of 33.8 penalties. An average percentage of 66.21. So leading it is Great Britain's Jessica McCalden with a score of 31.2 penalties. So we're still waiting for the first score below the 30 penalty mark.
Combination first.
And maybe those two are capable of this, as we are delighted now to welcome in the first one out for the Swedish team. This is Downhill JJ. 9-year-old gelding with Mike Carlson in the saddle for Sweden, 15 years of age she is. Winners of the Pony 2-Star in Oslo in Sweden this year. 6th place it was at Sopot, also in the Pony 2-Star.
Allez, place à la Suède. C'est Mike Carlson du JJ.
Le couple terminé sur la 3e place, son équipe en 3e place, 2e place également.
So Mike Carlson and Downhill JJ, they are now down the center line to start their test in front of our judges. Laurent Eslon for France, President at C, Jean Jardin for Ireland, Judge at E and Judge at M for Great Britain. This is Tim Downs. We have those 48 competitors in total in the eventing, the pony eventing here at the European Championships, with 9 teams in total taking part and 14 individual riders. Sweden with 4 team riders here. They don't have any individuals.
downs and time.
A solid start here for the Swedish combination.
85 seconds, 3-4 and 94.
No big mistakes, just a little unsteady in the contact. So they can't reach sort of high marks, but they're going very steadily here through the dressage test and through the different movements. Nice rhythm now in this loop. Quite demanding, this test, for our pony riders. It is the same test they use for the CCI 2-star competitions in eventing. So our pony riders have to be very accurate in their riding. This is a really lovely walk now across the diagonal. Should be a free walk on a long rein, so the reins could be a lot longer here. But at least the horse is really stretching the neck forward and downward nicely. But then they have to come back to the medium walk very quickly, and this is then already the end of this dressage test. So again, the transitions are key here in this test, and she's very happy to complete. Well done to Mike Carlson for Sweden. Her first start here at the Pony European Championships this year.
Donc nous passons maintenant à une petite série, donc 1 juste avant la pause et 3 en suivant, de cavaliers qui courent en individuel. The next riders will be competing individually. Next rider in the last of the first group this morning for the Netherlands is Per Lammen. He's riding gentleman. They have quite a bit of experience. It's their 3rd season for both, the 3rd season together. And with 4 international participations this year for Per Lammen on the gentleman, owned by Remco and Lammen and Patricia Powell. Gentleman is a 16-year-old gelding by Coach Ronaldo. Et bien il va donc qui entre en piste maintenant, Per Lammen et Gentleman. Il court en concours en individuel. Gentleman qui est âgé de 16 ans. Ils en sont à leur 3e saison ensemble.
So we have one more rider, ladies and gentlemen, in this first section here of day 1 for our eventing ponies here at the FEI European Championships in Le Mans. And this is the first individual rider to come forward in front of our judges. Per Lammen is the next one to start, and he rides gentleman. Gentleman is now 16 years of age, the son of Cantius Ronaldo, his New Forest pony. Damsire here is Osterbrook Sergio, and those two, they are fairly experienced together already. They're in their 3rd international season. And the score was still outstanding for Mike Carlson and Dunhill JJ for Sweden. I can tell you it's 35.8 penalties with an average percentage of 64.24 therefore. So they go in 6th position at the moment, with Jessica McCalden for Great Britain still leading on a score of 31.2. The Dutch team, they have had a great start as well. Birgit Bing, their first team rider, scored 32.7 penalties. Now lying in second at the moment with Bailey Vialas. Gentlemen now in the second leg yield here in this dressage test. Slightly struggling again here to maintain the contact nicely.
Nice performance. Nice performance and party dance for Sweden with 8.THO. 2 times 73 seconds to 8. The sixth position. Just behind is the doom for Belgium at the fifth position in 72 seconds, 96. The prize giving ceremony for the 5 cross rider. Stay got me and Bethany Boats next to go for Netherlands now is number 142. Netherlands with 2 players so far. Now getting Ponies for Still got me at least avec
It's hard here, this transition after the medium canter on the circle, to then collect the horse again to maintain the rhythm, the uphill beat of the canter. They need a good bit of engagement from behind to really allow the self-carriage. It's also really hard then to keep the balance through those loops with the counter canter. Good transition now into the trot.
And it's the third clear one for Netherlands with the wonderful performance signed Bethany Bose.
Preparation for the hold, that was well done.
9-3, troisième donc score vierge pour les Pays-Bas.
Very clear in the rein back.
Direction la Suisse à présent, la Suisse qui nous présente 3 cavaliers pour l'équipe helvète, et notamment Victorien Chebarkov avec Electra, la tête 49 ici. Electra a déjà concouru une échéance européenne avec celle norvégienne, avec première participation européenne à L2.
And he's doing that very well, that movement, to my eye. Really allows the horse to stretch, really gives the rein away as it is required. The light contact. And the final hold it is for our individual rider for the Netherlands, Per Lammen. Well done for the tall Dutch and good luck across the country on Saturday. We are waiting for his provisional score with gentlemen. The New Forest pony is riding here, 16 years of age, the son of Cantius Ronaldo.
Was last rider in the first group this morning. We resume at 10:53, 7 minutes to 11, with a series of individual riders. A few moments before we have fair Lemons marks with gentlemen for the Netherlands.
So it's just the last score outstanding before we go into our first short break here this morning in the eventing dressage phase, the first day for the eventers. And here it is, the score for gentlemen for the Netherlands. And Per Lammen as individual rider for them. They go in 5th position so far with 35.5 penalties and an average of 64.47%. So a good solid test for him and great start to this competition, his first European Championships for ponies. So we continue, ladies and gentlemen, after a short break with our next individual rider. This will be for Spain, Maria Eugenia Delgado Rodas at 10:53. And I say thank you very much for watching so far. Would be delighted if you join us for the next section as well. Until then, enjoy your tea break and see you back soon.
So wait for linear Vidya, Ahmed firstness and purchase subject 0-0 with 26 points, with exceeding the time allowed 84 seconds, 7-2, and the time allowed is 79 seconds. Lorenzo Plevitella, next to go for Italia with Calix, the visit. Stanion Poetic Justice. The visit. Italia with season number 134, second season together. Last year it was Dresden for the European Championship at the 9th position for the team, and 3rd place in Austria for the Nations Cup this year. L'Italien Lorenzo Plevitella prend la route ici sur ce 130 cm. Ce parcours de 460 mètres avec un Calix de visite sur connaît également produit de Poetic Justice. The last fence, one more 12 points, 12 penalties with 76 against 3-2 for Italia and for Lorenzo Plevitella. Calix de visite avec 3 fautes aux obstacles. L'Italien conclut donc à 12 points, 73 secondes 32 pour le moment. 17 parcours réalisés sans encombre et place à la Belgique à présent. La Belgique en bonne forme sur cette épreuve, puisque déjà 3 prestations sans faute. Voici la quatrième prétendante pour la Belgique, centre Pauline Vermeer, Freestyle Sparkle van Biggen. Le jument né en 2006, c'est-à-dire 500 Belgium. Pauline Vermeer, Freestyle Sparkle van Biggen. Second season together, last year, those two was done for the European Championship, so it's the same position, first team in second place on the sector cars in France this year. Mais quelle forme ici pour les cavaliers belges. 4 réalisations sans faute au compteur du drapeau noir, jaune et rouge. Wonderful performance for Belgium with this fourth clear round and for the wider Robin Vermeer, 2 times 72 seconds 7-8, the fourth position. Remise des prix pour les 5 meilleurs d'ailleurs de cette épreuve à l'issue de ce barème au chrono. Pour le moment, la seule cavalière est en dessous de 70 secondes. C'est Hélène Armstrong avec la Suède 69-78. Time to get 7-69, sorry, seconds 7-8. Denmark next to go for the second rider, Parma Sophie Gradient and Pinson. But ici, des avrils for the mare, daughter of Rocco de Claude and daughter of Rocco. 107 for Denmark. Il ne se connaissent que depuis le mois d'avril. Sweet Victory Bremen. Victory of the CSIP in February. First season together. Ici des avis is clear for Denmark with Parma Sophie Gradient and Pinson. The time 71 seconds 69 at the second position so far for Denmark, just behind Sweden, still in the lead, and Leonie Ponder at the third place so far with 72 seconds 07. La principauté de Monaco qui concourt en individuel à l'occasion de ce championnat d'Europe Poney 2023. Voici Audrey Venturi avec ce magnifique Dexter d'or. Dexter d'or, c'est 5 médailles européennes, 2 médailles en or par équipe pour la France et pour l'Irlande, placée maintenant sous la selle monégasque. La cavalière concourue pour l'Italie l'an dernier sur le championnat d'Europe en Pologne. Voici un petit go pour Monaco, Audrey Venturi, 69. For the season of the start. reste ici sans pénalité sur sa première épreuve en individuel avec 73 secondes 42 pour Audrey Venturi et le produit de Dexter Limpandi, 10e rang donc au provisoire de cette épreuve jugée au Barnema. Monaco is clear in 73 seconds for 2 from Saxton William. Next to go. This year for Great Britain, last year for Irish Color with the gold medal by team, and this year with Georgia Cooper all. The British rider with the number 116. Second place at the Nations Cup of Austria this year. L'année dernière, donc, sous couleur irlandaise, donc Ponies qui a amené l'or également par l'équipe cavalier irlandaise, et d'ailleurs le bronze en individuel, et puis cette année repassé sous couleur britannique. Voici Saxton Freedom et Georgia Cooper. First refuser, second refuser, and the elimination. Your applause, please. Thank you for you. And sorry for Georgia Cooper, always Saxton Freedom. On repart en Allemagne. On va repartir en Allemagne ici pour ce qui sera le 4e parcours de l'équipe de Mannschaft. Déjà 2 sans faute au compteur pour eux. Et voici la têtière 122 à présent, portée par Karin von Orchids et la cavalière Franca Clémentine Crowley. 41e départ donc ici. Le couple participait. Les échéances internationales depuis 4 saisons et le poney Karin von Orchids a déjà un championnat d'Europe à son actif avec la cavalière Germain Petral. So next to the opening for German Franca Clémentine Crowley and Karin von Orchids. On an defense, the Oxer number 6, Orange Oxer 76 seconds, 5-9, and 4 points from Franca Clémentine Crowley, Germany. 4 points donc pour l'Allemagne. On est la place à la Hongrie à présent avec Dorothea Golica et VIP des Demoiselles. VIP des Demoiselles en têtière 125. 2e saison pour le couple. 3e sur le Grand Prix du CSIOP de Saint-Maurine en mai dernier. Hungary next to go from with Dorothea Golica. VIP des Demoiselles for the Ponies. Second season together at the third position of the CSL Pro. In the World Career of Saint-Ouen, and the fourth position, last year, sorry, here in Le Mans, on the CSL Pro. Your applause, please. Your applause. Sorry for the riders, Dorothea, Golitza, with VIP de Demoiselle. On est sincèrement désolé ici pour la cavalière qui écope de refus et donc d'une élimination sur ce 5 4 séries sombres ici. Souhaitons en sortir avec la prochaine prestation. Et la prochaine titière en piste, portée ici par Espoir du Rompré, le fils du célèbre Welcome Simpatico Syndicalinaro avec la cavalière Élise Foucard. Nous sommes maintenant, voici la France en piste. Deuxième saison ensemble, le couple a été deuxième de la Coupe des Nations à Compiègne, et puis deuxième à Zwieden, également aux Pays-Bas. Première sur l'épreuve de finale, c'est cité à Lille et le ventre terminé. Espoir du Rompré next to go coming in class of French riders. Elise Foucard, second season together. So number 1 and 2. Next to go. This is the son of Welcome Simpatico Syndicalinaro. Francis clear. 72 seconds, Swiss 6. Francis clear race. Elise Foucard, Espoir du Rompré. Première participation au sport bière laissée pour l'équipe de France. Avec cette quêtière 112, alors que voilà bien, le double médaillé d'or au dernier championnat d'Europe. L'Irlandais James Derwin est des nôtres avec Ricola Pabog. Son même protégé qui emportait donc l'année dernière 2 médailles d'or. 2 gold medals last year to Express Derwin 2022. Ricola Pabog and James Derwin in the ring. Back in the ring this year for the 2023 European Championship for Ponies. The victory in Egen for the Nielsen's Cup.
Voilà, on va pouvoir reprendre place. Le dressage, donc deuxième groupe de cette matinée. Le dressage des épreuves de concours complet. Vous savez, un dressage aujourd'hui, dressage demain et le cross samedi. Nous enchaînons avec des cavaliers en individuel. Et c'est l'Espagne qui va maintenant se présenter. Spain is next in the arena. Just 2 competitors for Spain this year, so they're riding individually. Maria Eugenia Delgado Rosas is riding FL Electra FL Electra, who is a 12-year-old mare owned by Teresa de Bourbon.
James Derrin is clear and is the best time so far, 69 seconds to
So it continues now with the second group of dressage, of the eventing competition in this 2023 European Pony Championship with Spain. Maria Eugenia Delgado Rosas, who's riding individually. It's their first season, it's first European Championship. With 2 international placings this year, 3rd place in Madrid and 3rd place in Arenas de San Pedro in Spain. Donc on va dire qu'il va entrer en piste, donc qui fait sa première saison et son premier championnat d'Europe, mais qui obtenait déjà des 3e places en concours international en Espagne, puisqu'elle se classait 3e à Madrid et à Arenas de San Pedro.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, after our first coffee break here in the eventing dressage at the FEI European Championships 2023 here in Le Mans. We continue now with our next competitor that will be another individual rider on our start list. It is for Spain, Maria Eugenia Delgado Rozas and FL Electra. They will enter the arena in just a few moments in front of our 3 judges. The president at C, Laure Eslon for France. Then we have judge at E, Jean Jardin for Ireland, and the judge at M, Tim Downs for Great Britain. 48 competitors in total are taking part in these eventing European Championships. We have 9 teams and 14 individual riders. And I can tell you the top 5 at the moment. In 5th place we have, on the same score, Per Lammen as an individual rider for the Netherlands, and the Belgian team rider Emmy Douwen, both on the score of 35.5 penalties. In 4th, this is for Ireland, Ciara O'Connor with a score of 33.9. 33.8 it is for Tiffany Villeton for France. They lie in 3rd position with Babylon Knight Graves. And then the 2nd place so far goes to the Netherlands, Brigitte Bing and Bailey Villa-Las with a score of 32.7. And our great leader here from Great Britain, the best score so far, 31.2 penalties for Jessica McCalden and Baramona Lass. FL Electra is now in the arena, the 12-year-old wonderful mare ridden by Maria Eugenia Delgado Rozas. She turned 16 earlier this month. Also already competing horses. She rode the CCI 1-star in Spain this year, finished 6th individually with her horse, the Carlo. And with FL Electra, she was 3rd this year in the Pony 2-star in Madrid in Spain.
En 4.72 secondes, 72 avec l'obstacle numéro 6 qui fait défaut à la cavalière néerlandaise. One down at fence number 6 with the orange fences. Lifted Brim conclude in 72 seconds, 7-2. Switzerland next to go from back in the ring with Jack de Dombe is putting there for the rider and the owner of the gelding ponies and of Karnak. And number 148, second season together, second international show this year at the 5th position in the CSIP Grand Prix in Challenges last year. Deuxième saison pour le couple executing Jack Dudley, 48 pour la Suisse.
Nice canter work here from those two. And this loop. Now they have to change the rein here across the diagonal. Change the lead through the trot and then proceed into the working canter again. Very positive attitude from both pony and rider here in this dressage test. Could be a bit more accurate here maybe on her circle. It needs to be 20 meters.
Début de parcours sur le numéro 3 et puis
And the straightness here is sadly not quite given across the diagonal. Slightly canters on two tracks. But now a good hold at sea. In mobility and then the rein back. It's our first European Championships for ponies. Very big occasion for our young riders. And a stepping stone for many of them to progress to higher levels of our equestrian competitions. We are here near the big city of Le Mans, the historic city that is located in the Pays de la Loire region of northwestern France. We have 3 disciplines here at the Pony European Championships. It's the dressage. We saw yesterday already the first part of the team dressage. Then today the eventers and the show jumpers, they started with their first competitions. And this was a great effort from Maria Eugenia Delgado Rozas for Spain. Individual rider here at the Pony Europeans. She finished her first phase.
It was the first of the 2 Spanish competitors entered in this Pony European Championship. Maria Eugenia Delgado Rozas riding a FEI Electra.
So we will have 2 more individual riders in this start block before we continue with our second team rider rotation here in this competition. As we are waiting for the provisional result for our Spanish individual rider. And here it is an average of 59.62%. That means 40.4 penalties and the 9th place so far. The high score from the judge at M, 61.14% from Tim Downs from Great Britain. Maxime Goutaillet, he is the next individual rider for France. Finished in 7th place this year in Italy. And Morgenio in the Pony 2-star with his horse Versailles de Morin, 14 years of age. The Bay, a very experienced horse this is. Competed at 4 Pony European Championships previously with 3 different riders. Louise Petitjean for France in 2018, that was in Bishop Burton. They finished there in 16th position. And the best placing for this horse individually was at the European Championships in Stregom in 2021 with Ambroise Mandroux. The 6th position, it was there. Maxime, one of the youngest riders here in the field with only 12 years of age. Very impressive to be selected here to represent his country at those championships. And what an opportunity it is. And he does a wonderful job here in the first half of this dressage test. Very focused, composed. Nice attitude from both pony and rider. Sits very elegantly in the saddle as well. Again here the counter canter in the loop. They maintain a nice rhythm and good balance as well. Good enough at the moment for an average score below the 30 penalties. The halt. Just left the left hind leg out a bit. Otherwise nicely done. Now they proceed into the medium walk.
Laissant leur place au Danemark, une 3e et dernière fois. Alors si on fait un petit tour côté Danemark, pour le moment un parcours à 4 points, un parcours sans faute pour la nation, représenté cette fois par Olivia Dressage et James Smith. Ponies, third rider to go for Denmark. The first one with 4 points, the second one with 1 point. Collector Olivia Dressage and James Smith. Pony, points number 106.
What a wonderful start for this French combination, the individuals from the only 12-year-old Maxime Goutaillet for France and Versailles de Morin. Great dressage test completed. To my eye, this must be the best score so far, but we will see what the judges thought of this in just a few moments.
Maxime Goutaillet, donc les notes pour les styles c'était 40.4 points de pénalité avec 59,62% de moyenne.
And here we go. This is the first goal underneath the 30 mark. 30 penalty mark. A score of 26.9 penalties. Well done to Maxime Goutaillet in Versailles de Morin. 73.1% in average from our 3 judges. And they take over the lead here in the Pony European Championships in eventing so far.
Eh bien, c'est le deuxième parcours sans faute pour le Danemark.
Allez, voici les notes donc de Maxime Cotillier Versailles du Morin qui passe effectivement en tête avec un score de 26,9, 73,10 avec 71,59% en E, 73,86% en C et 73,86% en M, 73,10% de moyenne. 72.1% average for Maxime Cotillier France. He goes into the lead on 26.9.
And entering the arena now here in Le Mans, this is our next individual for Italy. Caterina Rumi and Kilgarvan Morning Misty, they are underway. Caterina now 16 years of age. There's a lovely grey mare. She's 11 years old. Competing together since 2021 on the international circuit. They started off with a superb win actually in Montelibreti 2 years ago. This year they started their season in Ravenna. Third place it was there in the Pony 2-star, and then they went to Arezzo. Again, another second place for them there. And in preparation of these European Championships, they went to Pratoni del Vivaro.
Well done, sich Fentonbury 69 seconds, 69 from sich British rider Isabella Rogers and Neil 55. Nous amène donc les couleurs de la Grande-Bretagne après ce parcours à 4 points à 200 fautes. Lucas for Great Britain for the first competition. Germany next to go is Anna Brewer and Miss McFriday NRW. Third season together. Last year it was German the 5th position for the team, but with another pony, Cookie 60. And this year, the second position on this European class to Zidane.
Slight lack of preparation here before this transition to the trot. And also here the difference between the medium canter and collected canter could be shown off like a little bit more clear. Slightly rushes now through the last movements here in the canter work. But a very positive test with a great attitude from both pony and rider. Slight misunderstanding here in the hold as well, due to lack of preparation.
So Miss McFly, NRW, vous saluez s'il vous plaît la cavalière sur son retour au paddock avec ce geste très sportif de carré sur un colleur. Thank you. And so it's for Anna Brewer. Unfortunately, the elimination at defense 9. La dernière cavalière à s'élancer sur cette première épreuve qualificative, première épreuve pour l'individuel, mais qui comptera également pour l'équipe. Voici Brune Pègre avec Copper d'Hermès, têtière 111 ici pour la France. Deuxième saison de Copper d'Hermès, 19 printemps qui était.
Also here the free walk on a long rein not quite executed so well, as the pony didn't sort of stretch downwards and forwards very well. But Caterina does a nice job finishing off this first phase. Well done to her. Individual rider for Italy. and her great 11-year-old mare, Kilgarvan Morning Misty.
La Katarina Rumi et Kilgarvan Morning Misty just finished their test. It's their third season together, but first European Championship with
Great effort from the Italian pair as we are waiting for her provisional result.
La note d'ensemble. Et alors que nous accueillons, eh bien nous allons commencer les deuxièmes cavaliers d'équipe. Second team members now as we begin with the Netherlands.
Et malheureusement ici, 4 fautes d'obstacle, un chronomètre des plus rapides, 69 secondes 08 avec le Copperderlen.
So the Italian pair, they go in 10th position with a score of 37 penalties in total, 61.14, 62.5 and 64.45% from our 3 judges for this dressage test. As we continue now, ladies and gentlemen, with our second team rider rotation here at the Eventing FEI European Championships for Ponies in Le Mans. We've got 9 teams in total taking part. It is the Netherlands, Germany, Great Britain, Belgium, Ireland, Italy, France, Sweden and Denmark. And we have 3 riders each only for Great Britain and Denmark. So each of their scores in the team will count. But the Netherlands, they came here with 4 team riders and 2 individuals. And they started off into this competition very well with their first team rider Brigitte Bing and Bailivi Villalas with a score of 32.7 penalties. They lie in 3rd position so far, as our fingers are now crossed for the next Dutch combination. It is Lief van Houten and Tulibat's 6 cents AC. Lief van Houten, she's only 13 years old, the youngest of the van Houten family. It is a true eventing family with 4 children, not only, but with 4 children. And all of them competed or are competing at Pony European Championships. Sterre, the oldest one, is now 19 years old, and Senna also competed successfully at the Pony Europeans, now 17 years of age. And Kane is also here this year, 14 years old, comes forward a little bit later with Fernhill First Lady. And now it's the turn of the youngest, Lief van Houten and Tulibat's 6 cents. Second Pony European Championships for this pony. The 11-year-old Irish gelding, he competed in the 2019 Pony Europeans in Stregom with the Irish Brian Kuhnle. They won the bronze medal in the team there and were 16th individually. Leaf now found a nice rhythm here in the canter work. Good balance also in this counter canter.
The first 5 riders waiting for the prize giving ceremony. On Ireland, James Gary. For Denmark, Oliver Rösler. For Sweden, in Hammarström. For Denmark, Palma Sophie Williamson, Christensen, and for Sweden, again, Niklas Sandström with MSH White.
Good hold they show here for the rein back. She goes very steadily here through this dressage test. There's certainly lots to like about it. Developing now a really nice walk here across the diagonal. Nice suppleness over the back. Good activity as well. And then this transition back to medium walk and immediately into the working trot and down the center line. So the last big effort in this test is done as they come down to the last hold. Great performance from the young Liv van Gouten and her pony Tulibards, 6th sense at her first Pony European Championships here in Le Mans. Can be very happy, I think, with her riding, and we will wait for the results as well. But again, it's not all about the dressage here for the eventers, of course. They've got 2 more disciplines to come. On Saturday, the great cross-country course designed here on the ground of the Bullery jump.
And the next team member for Germany is Marlene Heersen.
Great equestrian facility managed by Pierre Rossi. And then on Sunday, we have the show jumping on the final day. She goes in 6th position with 35.5 penalties. Great start for the Dutch. 2nd team rider for them.
This year. Allez, voici les notes de Liv van Hout, Tolibard Sextante ici. Elle obtient 35.5 sur 64,55% de moyenne. Avec 63,18 en E, 63,64 en C et 66,82 en M. Judges good marks for Liv van Hout, Tolibard Sextante for the Netherlands. 35.5, that's her penalty score with 64.55%, 63.18% at E, 63.64% at C, 66.82% at M. And into 6th place, c'est 6e place pour les Néerlandaises. À l'Allemagne.
Chers amis, c'est bien, voici maintenant la première remise des prix de ces championnats d'Europe.
The team of Germany, they sent in now their 2nd team rider, and this is the turn of Marlene Heersen. She now comes forward with Betty Boo. Betty Boo, now 16 years of age, the daughter of best boy. It is Damsa here is ex-Libris, German riding pony bred by Karl Friedrich Mellmann. Marlene now 15 years of age. The Germans for sure need a good score now, as they had a slightly frustrating start from their first team rider. Peter Schmidt with Siedlands Katrina, they scored 45.5 penalties. With was a very hot Seedlands Katrina this morning. But now it's looking very good for Marlene Hyacinth so far, very steadily through the leg yield.
Conclusion ici de la première épreuve qualificative de ces championnats d'Europe 2023 avec
Really nice stretch now, downwards and forwards in the serpentine loop. They look very elegant together.
the victories for the Irish rider James Derwin with win color above. Congratulations, James Derwin.
Slightly running now into the canter.
For the national anthem of Ireland.
And Marlene is trying hard to maintain the contact here also in the canter work. Not the easiest mare here to ride in the first phase, but it's doing very well so far. Good and clear transition now across the diagonal. And really not easy here now to ride in this moment in this arena, as there's a prize-giving ceremony for the first show jumping competition in the other arena. It's just nearby and very noisy. So it's really impressive how Betty Boo copes with this. And Marlene keeps her very focused.
At the second place, Olivia Dressler for Denmark with Jasmine Olish. Second place for Denmark.
Good hold now, and then the immobility before the rein back. Slightly rushed. Marlene tried to introduce it very well, but then the mare slightly overreacted. Now she can show off her quality here in the walk.
And the fifth position again for Sweden, second rider on the prize-giving ceremony for Sweden, Mika Sandstorm, MSH Riots. Cinquième place donc pour la Suède ici.
Good proof of obedience here in this movement, before they already come down onto their last and final line.
L'ensemble des photos à retrouver à la boutique Les Garennes, et on va se quitter bien évidemment avec un tour d'honneur. James, waiting for the lap of honor with Winkola Babergia.
Well done to Germany and Marlene Hyacinth. She managed her mare Betty Boo very well here through the dressage.
For l'Allemagne, for Germany, second German team member. We go on to Great Britain now with the second team member for the British squad, Willow Docker with the Devil Wears.
They won the two-star, the Ponies two-star of Stregom last year, and were recently fifth in the Pony two-star in Stregom. The dressage score there 37.7, but now a big improvement, 33 penalties for her. She goes in fourth position, a very good result for the young German Marlene Hyacinth, and Betty Boo, the second team riders for Germany.
Les notes de Marlene Hyacinth et Betty Boo, qui obtient 33 points de pénalité en 66,97% de moyenne. Applaudissements for Marlene Hyacinth for Germany, 65% at E, 67.05 at C, 68.86 for them, 66.97% average, 33 penalties, and she goes into fourth place. Quatrième place donc pour individuellement pour Marlene Hyacinth et pour l'Allemagne, ça fait la troisième place. Pour l'instant, toujours avec le score du meilleur cavalier qui est placé. Place à la grande bataille. Great Britain, next in the arena.
competition, sorry. Next class at 1:30 p.m. 1:30 for the special two phases, 1m10 for the penalties. 1:30 for the next competition.
We are back with the team of Great Britain now here in the Pony European Championships, the eventing dressage. It is the turn now of Willow Docker. Willow comes forward with The Devil Wears Prada, 10-year-old mare. The first team rider, Jessica McLadden. She scored 31.2 penalties this morning, with Baramona Lutz in second position individually so far. Just behind the individual rider for France, Maxime Goutaillé and Versailles de Morin, with a score of 26.9 penalties. Steady start here through the first part of the dressage test for Willow Docker. They had 5 international starts so far together in their career. Were third last year in the one-star intro in Little Downham in Great Britain. And then this year they started in their first ever CCIP 2-star competition, finished in 12th place in Aston Le Wolds. It's a clear round across the country, just some time penalties they picked up. And then it was the 5th place in the 2-star pony competition from Belsey in Great Britain. Brits with only 3 team riders this year. They finished in 4th place last year, just missed out the podium behind Ireland, Germany and France. And this is a good hold from The Devil Wears Prada. Nice rein back as well. Quite windy now here in Le Mans. Very regular now, the walk here across the diagonal. Confidently steps forward to the bit. It's really great to see. Nice obedience as well. Very well ridden, the test by our British rider Willow Docker and The Devil Wears Prada. Second one out for the Brits.
Willow Docker, The Devil Wears Prada for Great Britain.
15th competitor we've seen so far here in the eventing dressage test. Today is the first half of the in total 48 competitors to come forward in this competition. with those 9 teams and 14 individual riders in total.
You're there with just started competing internationally with 2 third places in Minderhoek and Kronenberg and 1 in Waregem in 2022. Toute jeune jument, elle est âgée que de 9 ans, Orchid-Zilla. Je vais prendre devant maintenant avec Fleur Sterks. Pour Willow Docker, The Devil Wears Prada, un score de 34.7 avec 65,3% de moyenne. Judges marks for Willow Docker for Great Britain with The Devil Wears Prada, 64.32% of the 64.
And the total for Willow Docker and The Devil Wears Prada, 34.7 penalties, puts her in 7th position at the moment, just behind the Irish rider Ciara O'Connor and Agarani Minstrel with a score of 33.9. Her best percentage is from the judge at M with 67.5% for Willow. So the average 65.3% for the British combination. And it's 2 more to come in the second section here of the eventing dressage part 1 this morning, as we are delighted to welcome in the second competitor for Belgium, for the Belgium team. This is Fleur Sterks and Orchid-Zilla, the next one in the arena. This 9-year-old Dutch-bred pony, she's a lovely mare. They had 2 placings, 2 times they finished in 3rd position in the CCIP 2-star of Kronenberg and Minderhout in the Netherlands and Belgium this year. They are now in their 3rd season together. This is a really nice leg yield here to the left shown from this combination. Nicely done also, those serpentine loops. Good stretch over the back, then had a good look there, one of those flowers or the camera, I'm not quite sure. Slight distraction before they picked up the canter. Really lots to like about this test so far. Slightly drifts out here in the counter canter with the hind quarters a little bit. Now back on the left 20-meter circle with the medium canter stride. Some strides have to be shown here. Now back into the working canter to collect the horse again in preparation towards this loop. Well, she does that very well, a really nice job here in the saddle. Very elegant pony with some nice gaits. That looked super straight. down across the diagonal. What a performance. She really picked up some good marks here. Even more towards the end of this dressage test. Showed some great highlights. Well done to the Belgium team rider. Fleur Sturks and Orchids Xila. Number 16 to go on our start list.
Nous irons ensuite refaire un tour en Irlande avec la deuxième cavalière de l'équipe irlandaise, emmenée par Howell, qui a choisi Carla Williamson Galco pour représenter ses couleurs irlandaises. Elle se présente autour de rectangle, Carla, avec Galco. C'est une deuxième saison pour les deux, leur premier championnat d'Europe. Et cette année, il a terminé troisième à Main Street et deuxième à Palinverse.
And yes, she goes in second position so far, well deserved. 29.2 the score for the Belgium combination, Fleur Sturks and Orchids Xila. Well done to them, and a very good position for the Belgium team as well here at the beginning of the Pony European Championships for eventing. We are in the first half today of our in total 40 competitors that come forward in this competition.
The second sub-30 score we've seen this morning, 70.83% average with 70.68% at ease, 69.32 at sea, 72.5 at EMA.
And another championship debut it is this year for this young combination. Carla Williamson for Ireland. The next one in the arena now. She's 14 years of age, turns 15 this year in November. And she rides the only 9-year-old chestnut gelding, this Irish sport pony. This is Galco. They've recently had some great results together. Finished second in Ballindennisk in the Pony 2-star in Ireland. And then went on to Mill Street. Great third place there in the 2-star as well. Her personal best in the dressage with this pony is 31.7 penalties. Well, she's off to a very promising start here in front of our judges. Established a very nice contact here after those serpentine loops. Collected her pony nicely again. Shows a very clear transition here, what the judges like, I think, after the medium canter on the circle. Great balance and rhythm as well through the counter canter. Great to see the harmony between pony and rider here. Carla very elegant in the saddle as well. Superb to watch so far. Executed the immobility as well. And now she really could collect some points here in this walk. A walk of high quality, great rhythm, good ground cover as well. Can really see here the suppleness of the back. Nice freedom in the shoulder as well. That should give some really good marks. Wow, that was amazing. I really loved this dressage test. Well done to our Irish combination, Carla Williamson and Galco. They finished their first phase here at the Pony European Championships, at their championship debut this year. Excited to see her provisional result in just a few moments.
Avec les deuxièmes cavaliers d'équipe qui vont s'enchaîner et passer avant la fin de matinée, plus 3 individuels. Voilà pour Carla Williamson qui réalise une belle reprise pour l'Irlande avec Galco. Elle aussi va venir se placer dans le top 3. Voilà, elle obtient un score de 27,4. Avec 72-50 en E.
Carla Williamson and Galco, they go in second position. What a result, 27.4 penalties for her, with an average of 72.65%. Well done, well deserved second place so far, just behind the individual for France, Maxime Goutaillé and Versailles de Morin, with a score of 26.9. In third place, this is Belgium's Fleur Sturks at the moment with Orchid Silla. Another score below the 30 penalty marker with 29.2. These are our top 3 so far.
In the dressage, and we resume at 12:09 with
and we go now into another break, about 20 minutes. Another coffee break before we continue with our last section here for today. The first part of the eventing dressage will continue at 12:09. This will be then the next rider for Italy, Greta Anfi, and on duty. From myself, Elaine Holloway, I say thank you very much for watching so far, and I will be back with you shortly here for the last section.
également pour vous annoncer que dans quelques minutes, nous reprenons dans le dressage dernier groupe pour cette journée de vendredi dans la compétition Eventing. Nous terminons donc les deuxièmes groupes pour les équipes qui ont, enfin les deuxièmes cavaliers d'équipe pour ceux qui en ont 4. Nous verrons la première représentant également de l'équipe de Danemark, puisqu'ils ne sont que 3. Et puis nous terminerons la matinée par 3 cavaliers individuels. Nous enchaînerons demain, donc à partir, la suite et la fin, à partir de 8h30 demain matin. Allez, la prochaine à prendre le départ représente l'Italie, la squadra Azur. On Duty, c'est le nom de la jument, de la ponette, âgée de 10 ans, propriété de Caterina Piemonti, et montée par Greta Enfi. Greta Enfi et On Duty qui effectuent leur première saison ensemble, c'est la deuxième saison pour le poney, mais une première saison qui s'est bien débutée puisqu'elle remportait le concours international de Pratoni au mois de juin. Next to go for Italy, Greta Enfi. She's riding a 10-year-old mare owned by Caterina Piemonti, mare named On Duty. It's their first season together. The pony competed internationally last year. And the combination won Pratoni in June this year for their first international competition, first international season. First European Championship, of course, for Greta Enfi and On Duty. L'Italie qui a par 2 fois organisé ces championnats d'Europe de poney à Arezzo et à Pratoni, et puis qui ont eu déjà 3 médailles de bronze par équipe dans la dernière à Mill Street en Irlande.
It is the second day of competition, ladies and gentlemen, here at the FEI European Championships for Ponies in Le Mans in France in 2023. And we are about to continue with our last section here of the eventing dressage, the first part today. We've seen some great tests already, and the top 5 I can give you. Leading with a score of 26.9 penalties. This is the individual rider for France, Maxime Goutaguier and Versailles de Morin, followed by Ireland's Carla Williamson and Galco with a score of 27.4. And a superb test it was as well for Belgium's team rider Fleur Sturks and Orchard's Xilla with a score of 29.2. In 4th place we have Jessica McCalden, the best Brit so far, with Baramona Lass and a score of 31.2, and just behind with 32.7 penalties, that is for the Netherlands, Brigitte Bing and Bailly Villa Lass. We continue now with our second team rider rotation, and for Italy that will be the next competitor, Greta Enfi, and Greta rides On Duty. They're now coming down the center line. The first international season for Greta. The winners of the Pony 2-Star of Pratoni del Vivaro, the start of June this year. They finished there on a score of 44.2. Penalties. Dressage test there was 32.2. Personal best is 29.7. They scored this result in Montelibretti in the Pony 2 the start of the season. And on duty is 10 years of age, this Palomino. This pony competed internationally previously with Tamar Eklund from Switzerland. So it's for both the first championships here this year. Greta only 14 years of age. Really gives it a good go here in the medium canter on the circle. Smooth transition into the trot and back into the canter here across the diagonal. Slightly loses the contact now here in the medium canter, left-handed. She needs to collect the pony now, get it back on the bit here before the counter canter, the short part in this loop here. The pony anticipated there the rein back already, so the immobility in the hold was sadly not given. And again here you need really a long rein to allow the complete freedom to stretch the neck forward and downward in this movement, which lots of riders are not really doing that well, I have to say, but they are focusing more on the regularity of the steps and to keep the horse calm in the walk. But overall, a very nice test completed from Greta Enfi for Italy. Second team rider for the Italians. The first team rider, Viola Santini, with Elaborodo de Col San Marco. They scored 35.8. They lie in 14th position at the moment. And then there's an individual rider for Italy as well, Caterina Rumi, in 15th place, 36.8. And this is the result for Greta Enfi. And on duty, they go in 9th position. 34.4 is the total, with an average percentage of 65
Next to go for France, the French bronze medalists in the French Championships this year. They were at Stragum last year where they came 30. The second European Championship together and the fourth European Championship for Vidocq Le Berder, the pony. Pony age 14, owned by Clément Hervieux and Judith Hervieux. Voici les notes pour Greta Enfi on duty qui obtient 34.4, c'est son score en point de finalité, 65-60% la moyenne pour la cavalière italienne. For the Italian team member Greta Enfi with on duty, a score of 65.91% at E, 62.95 at C, 67.95 at M.
Clément Tournon is entering the arena now with his Vidocq de Berder. They are already experienced championship riders for France as they competed last year at the European Championships for ponies in Stragum in Poland. Finished there in 13th place individually. And this year they had a great third place in Morgano in Italy in the two-star, in the pony two-star there. Finished on their dressage score of 29.4. On Vidocq de Berder, the 14-year-old gelding. He is a very experienced pony. He's been to 3 European Championships before. Nice suppleness of the back here in those serpentine loops. Great elasticity. Nice rhythm also to the trot. It's really lots to like so far. Clément, who sits very nicely in the saddle, very still. Great posture as well, and it's just a nice profile of those two. Comes well through that loop in the counter canter as well. Nice and straight now across the diagonal. Good transition into the trot. It's just above the 30 penalty marker at the moment. He for sure gained some points there in the hold, even though the rein back didn't go quite to plan, slightly against the bit there. And now they have to find a good rhythm in the walk. It's the last chance really to impress the judges here in this dressage test. Very demanding for our pony riders. It is the CCI 2-star dressage test, the B version, with 20 movements in total. And then there's this collective mark in the end as well for the harmony of athlete and rider, and horse, I should say, with a double coefficient, this one. The judges, they look for this confident partnership there, the great harmony. Slightly rested the left hind leg here for the final hold, but nevertheless, this was a superb test completed for the French combination, Clément Thonon and Vidocq de Berdère.
La note d'ensemble. 20 figures sur cette reprise du eventing.
And the French, they're doing well so far.
En pourcentage et transformé ensuite en point de pénalité pour les cavaliers de concours complet. Was the French team with
First team rider of the French, they lie in 7th position. Tiffany Villeton, 33.8 penalties, and then the individual rider Maxime Goutaillé leads the way here in this class with 26.9 penalties. And this is the result for Clément Thonon and Vidocq de Berdère. They come to a total of 31 penalties. It means a 4th place and an average percentage of 69.01%. Quite a difference between the judges here. 73% and 65% the lowest.
67-27% en E, 65-91 en C et 73-86 en M. 69,01%, c'est sa moyenne pour un score en point de pénalité à 31 points. 31 penalties for Clément Thonon with Vidocq de Berdère with 69.01% average score.
And this is a championship debut for the next combination. Lily Herman for Sweden is the next one to go. And she rides Derry Hill High Silver Tempo, this 11-year-old gelding. They had 2 international starts only before they've been selected here for those Pony European Championships. They were 5th in the Pony 2-star in Sopot in Poland. Then they went to their home country in Oslo, Sweden. 7th position there. Personal best on international level in the dressage is 32.8. This is a really good leg yield they showed here. Remained consistent in their positioning. Just has to be careful that the pony doesn't start to run away basically underneath her now in these canter movements. There's tension now building up as well here in the next transition. Can let some steam out, but only a little bit here in the medium canter on the circle. And very quickly back to the collection. Right back, she showed here 4 steps, which is fine. At 3 to 4 steps are required. And this movement, similar to the extended walk, but you really need to give the horses a space to move forward and downwards to lengthen your reins.
Derry Hill High Silver Tempo et Lily Herman. Lily Herman for Sweden.
The test completed and very well ridden by our competitor for Sweden, Lily Herman and Derry Hill High Silver Tempo. Great start into their first Pony European Championships together. And we wish them the best of luck for Saturday's cross country, the next phase that's coming up here in the pony eventing. So there's lots more to come. Very exciting days ahead for our young pony riders, and there are lots of high fives from her teammates. Great support from the Swedes for the second team rider here in the eventing dressage.
Va entrer en lice avec sa première concurrente d'équipe. First team member for Denmark is next to go. Denmark with their team leader Kirsten Dahlman. They had a team silver in 2017. And Sofia Zornig Silvesteren is next to go with Roberto, 15-year-old.
And the Swedes, they will be very happy with this result. 32.7 is the total, the 6th place so far for our last Swedish combination. Lily Herman and Derry Hill High Silver Tempo.
They were second in the CCIP.
As we continue with our last rider of the second team rider rotation, as the rider for Denmark is now coming forward. Denmark alongside Great Britain with only 3 team riders here. So every score for them basically is counting. They don't have a drop score. And underway this is Sofia Zornig Silvestersen and Getzagergaard's Roberto, number 21. It's already their second pony championships together, as they competed in Stregom last year. Sadly got eliminated out on cross country. And the pony previously has been to the 2021 European Championships in Stregom as well, with the former rider Petrea Fredskov Christensen for Denmark. finished there in 16th position individually. But Sophia and her pony, they started into this season very strong. 12th place in Ede in the Netherlands in the Pony 2-star there, and then they went to compete at the Pony 1-star in Minderhout in Belgium. Finished there in 2nd position. Their personal best in the dressage at this level is 34.4. And again here, a very strong walk from this pony. It's a good over track. A nice rhythm. And again, confident how the pony steps forward to the bit. As she's now on her last meters here in the first phase. There was a very steady test.
That was Denmark.
From
with,
Denmark's team rider Sofia Zornig, Silverstersen and Getzergaard's Roberto. This 15-year-old gelding at his 3rd Pony European Championships.
The team members will count. Marks for the overall impression. To give you her marks. The next competitor, unfortunately,
and they go in 10th position, 33.9 penalties, 66.06%, the average of all our 3 judges. We have the judge at E in this competition, John Jarden from Ireland, and Tim Downs, judge at M, and president at C, Laure Eslon. For France, for the home nation, our 3 judges in this dressage eventing competition.
Judges marks for Sofia Zornig, Silverstersen for Denmark, 65% at E, 65% at C, 68.18 at M, that's 66.06% average, 33.9 and into 10th place for the moment. Allez, 10e place, ex aequo à 33.9 pour l'instant pour la cavalière danoise, Sofia Zornig Silvestersen, avec un score de 66,06% de moyenne, 33.9.
And we hear the news that Erin Mattison, the individual rider for Ireland, had to withdraw from competition with Longwood Dawn, so they won't come forward. So we are waiting now for our next individual rider for Italy at 12:44. That's their start time. They of course have time now still to warm up. So we will have a short break here in the dressage arena before we continue with our two last competitors for today in the eventing dressage. But what a day it has been already. We saw some superb tests, and in the meantime I can give you the current rankings. In the lead, this is the individual rider for France, Maxime Goutaillet and Versailles de Morin, with a score of 26.9. That was a high quality test they showcased. And in second, Ireland's team rider Carla Williamson and Galco. My favorite so far was 27.4. And then it is in third place, the Belgian rider Fleur Sterks and Orchids Xila with 29.2. Clément Tonon, the best French team rider so far, with Doc de Berder and a score of 30.7. And then the fifth place goes to Great Britain at the moment. Jessica McCalden and Bamona Lass, and a score of 31.7. These are our top 5 so far here in this eventing dressage competition. Today is the first part. We see the first half of the, in total, 48 competitors. We have 9 teams taking part, with the Netherlands, Germany, Great Britain, Belgium, Ireland, Italy, France, Sweden and Denmark. And then we have further individual riders. It's 14 individual riders in total. 2 for Spain as well and 1 for Finland. So this is our high quality start field in the eventing. Tomorrow then the second part of the eventing dressage, and then on Saturday of course the big cross country here at the Bullery jump. That will be a big test as well, and then the final day, the show jumping on Sunday to follow. And this afternoon we will also see the second part of the team dressage competition. The dressage specialists, they start at 1:30 here in the same arena. And this will then be the final decision in this team competition, with the first medals here to give away at the Pony European Championships of 2023. So if you are just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to day 2 of competition here at the FEI European Championships for ponies. We are underway here with the eventing dressage. And there's just a little break here in the dressage arena as one competitor is not starting. This is the individual rider for Ireland, Aaron Mattison in Longwood Dawn. So we will wait for the next start time at 12:44. Then we continue with Carola Carabelli for Italy. Had already a great day of competition yesterday with the first half of the team competition of the dressage riders.
C'est l'Italie que nous accueillerons dans un petit peu moins d'une minute. C'est Carola
And
Carabelli.
the Bullery Jump, our great hosts here of this year's Pony Europeans. This great equestrian center here in Ivry-l'Évêque, near the city of Le Mans, located in the Pays de la Loire region. We are here in the northwestern part of France.
Next to go for Italy, riding individually, Carola Carabelli, riding
Last year's Pony Europeans took place in Stregom in Poland in 2022. And in the eventing competition, Team Ireland took the gold in front of Germany and France. And Great Britain missed out on the podium in 4th place. And the individual medal went to May Rinaldi for France and Boston du Verdon, the pony that will also compete here this year with May's sister Ella. And also Ben Connors for Ireland. He won the silver medal. He's coming back this year. He's trying for gold for sure with Cornerfest Fred. And the bronze medal last year went to Germany's Merle Hoffmann and Penny Lane WE. But we continue now here. We have 2 more ponies to come in this eventing dressage competition for today. Both individual riders for their countries. And we start with Italy's Carola Carabelli is the first one to go. For Italy with Makrim Gareth. This is a 10-year-old stallion, this Irish sport pony. First international season together. 2 great second placings in Montelibretti and Caravino in the pony 2-star competitions this year already. And they went on to Arezzo, finished 5th there, and then 7th in Pratoni del Vivaro. Could be maybe some more motivation from the pony in the trot work. As Carola had to work hard there to maintain the forward rhythm in those serpentine loops. And also in the canter needs a little bit more engagement from behind. Just slightly leaning on the bit, comes a bit low in the neck as well and tight. It's a better rhythm now in the canter for sure. A bit more positive. It's a great test to test the rideability, definitely, and the obedience of the ponies here. And the ability of the young riders as well to showcase the different movements as they come thick and fast in this dressage test. There are lots of transitions to show. Okay, she's happy enough with her test. Well done to Carola Carabelli. She probably knows it's not their strongest phase, so she will be looking forward to the great cross-country test on Saturday. So the first phase is done for our individual rider for Italy.
Le Mans 2023 is Hannah Willis for Ireland. She's riding Kilnastic Lily, 10-year-old mare owned by Laura Bow. It's their second season together, their first European Championships, and this year they were 7th in Malo, 3rd at Balendales. La prochaine à prendre le départ et la dernière pour la session d'aujourd'hui de dressage pour ce concours complet des European Championships pour Ponies édition 2023. Ici au Mans, au pôle européen du cheval, c'est Hannah Willis pour Naspet Lely. Les notes de Carola Carabelli, Mark Gareth pour l'Italie qui obtient 41,9 points de pénalité, 58,11 c'est sa moyenne. Judges marks for Carola Carabelli and Mark Gareth for Italy, 58.41% of the.
So the result for Carola Carabelli for Italy, it's 49.9 penalties, which means 58.11% the average score, and they go in 21st position so far. Still leading the individual rider for France, Maxime Goutaillier and Versailles de Morin, with a score of 26.9. As we see the last eventing dressage for today, it is now the turn of Hannah Willis, and she rides Naspig Lily, Irish sport pony, a wonderful mare. She's by Woodfield Sammy, owned by Laura Bow, number 24 on our start list. Previously ridden by Hazel Barden, this pony, and then Hannah took over the reins in 2022. Their best international placing is the 3rd place in Ballindennis in Ireland, in the Pony 2-star there. And then they had a really good run recently in Mellow as well. Finished 7th there. Picked just up some time penalties. And 4 penalties out of the show jumping phase for a total score of 42.1. So the Irish, they came again with a strong team here to this year's Pony Europeans, as they are of course keen to defend their title from last year when they won the gold medal in Stregom in 2022. And also the silver medalist individually is competing this year. It is Ben Connors and Cornerfest Fred. Now all our eyes are on Hannah Willis as the individual rider for them. And she's doing very well so far. Steadily through the first half of the test. It's quite windy now outside, a bit overcast. But Kilnapsik Lily is very calm. Really not bothered at all. A proper Irish pony, of course. Used to slightly stormy and rainy days on the island. And Hannah is doing a good bit of riding here to maneuver her pony through the first phase. Just trying to keep it very calm, everything, not attacking overly or risking anything, but that was very solid.
That's the last salute for today's
well done
session of dressage
to the young combination from Ireland, Hannah Willis and Kilnaspik Lily. Our last competitors for today here in the eventing dressage. We've seen the first part. Just waiting for the last marks here today from our judges. The Grand Jury President Laure Eslon from France, and then Tim Downs from Great Britain and John Jarden from Ireland. These are our 3 judges here in the eventing dressage.
Les dernières notes, la note 21, l'impression générale. Coming up for the final score for Hannah Willis and Kilnaspik Lily.
So whilst we are waiting for the last score, I can tell you that we will continue here in this arena at 1:30 with a team decision for the dressage pony riders. They've had their first part yesterday, and today we will see the 3rd and 4th team rider rotation. And And then there will be the first medals awarded of this year's Pony European Championships later this afternoon. And here we are, the result for Hannah Willis for Ireland and Kilnapsek Lily. They go in 9th position overnight with 33.8 penalties. So we have the overnight leader for sure, Maxime Goutaillé for France, the individual rider with Versailles de Morin and a score of 26.9. In second so far, Carla Williamson for Ireland with Galco 27.4. Just behind with 29.2 penalties, this is for Belgium, Fleur Sturks and Orchid Silla. And in fourth place, France with their team rider Clément Tournon and Vidocq de Berder with a score of 30.7. And the fifth place so far goes to Great Britain. Best score for them with 31.2 penalties. It is Jessica McCalden and Barra Mona Lass. From myself, Helena Holloway, I enjoyed to bring you all the action this morning for the eventing dressage, and we would be delighted to see you back for the team decision in the dressage this afternoon. We continue at 1:30 in this arena. Until then, goodbye.
Ensuite, se trouve la Grande-Bretagne. Et la cinquième place pour Jessica McCaldy, Paramona Lax. Pour l'instant, ce sera en individuel et en équipe. Donc, les quatre premières équipes, Irlande, Belgique, France, Grande-Bretagne.
Voilà, go, go, go. Et bien évidemment, ma chère Karen, tout peut changer bien évidemment. Demain, ce sera dès 8h30 pour la suite et fin de ce test de dressage dédié à l'eventing, au concours complet. C'est donc ainsi que s'arrête cette première journée de compétition pour les complétistes. Une petite demi-heure de pause et on se retrouve pour la dernière ligne droite pour les équipes du championnat d'Europe de dressage. Coup d'envoi à 13h30. À tout de suite. We'll be back at 1:30 for the last test, the last competition for the team dressage test, and we'll have the first podium tonight. We wish you very pleasant lunch, enjoy lunch, and we'll be back in